Thanks for spending a little time with us. Here we are in our first full week of September for most everyone who got a day off for Labor Day. Nevertheless, it's the 8th day of September, and boy, oh boy, is it going to feel like October. We're always a month or two ahead or behind weather-wise, and boy, does that fit into tonight's forecast with the most serious of cold fronts that we have had throughout the summer season is approaching. And in fact, as a result, daytime highs are going to indicate some of the coolest. It's going to be some of the coldest conditions that we've had this season. All spring long, we've had some unseasonably cool air, but not like this. Right now, and I'm a little leery of these daytime predictions holding and not falling a degree or two, but right now, it all plummets for Saturday with a suspected daytime high in the upper 60s and right around the 50-degree mark, maybe the upper 40s for a few folks for your weekend. Now, we're going to continue to climb temperature-wise through midweek, but after Wednesday, things start to change. I'll talk about that cold front and how it's not the only thing that's playing a big role in our forecast, but some major changes are on the way. It is going to feel like fall so quickly. I'll tell you more about that in more detail in a few moments. Well, we've got a lot of football highlights for you from Friday night's game. The Montgomery County Hornets hosting Allen Central. It's not all good news, though. A couple of injuries in the game prior at Powell County has really taken its toll on a couple of players, both undergoing surgery today. We'll talk with at least one of them, the coach, and we do have some highlights, remind you, though, from Friday night's game. And a whole lot of other news to get to. A new week, a new calendar, not just a new forecast, but a whole lot of information to get to this evening. First and foremost, let's talk about 5 cases of a severe respiratory illness that have been found in Kentucky. And Kentucky is now one of 10 states which are asking for a little guidance from the CDC. Respiratory virus is putting hundreds of children in hospitals, not just in doctors' offices, but in hospitals in states like Missouri, for example. Mark Pausnich is the virologist and director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Center of Viral Disease, or Division of Viral Disease, and he says that this unusually high number of hospitalizations reported now could be just the tip of the iceberg, he says, in terms of severe cases. So far, 10 states have contacted the CDC for assistance in investigating clusters of the enterovirus. Colorado, North Carolina, Georgia, Ohio, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Enteroviruses, which bring on symptoms like a really good cold, a very intense cold, well, they're not unusual, not unheard of, and in fact, they're pretty common. And if you've had a cold in the summer, odds are you had an enterovirus. But the unusual situation now is that there have been so many hospitalizations as a result. The virus has sent more than 30 children a day to facilities and hospitals in Kansas City, one hospital in Missouri there alone. 15% of those young people had to be put in intensive care units as a result of being sick. And in a sign of a possible regional outbreak, Colorado, Illinois, and Ohio are all reporting cases with similar symptoms, and they're awaiting test results in many of those cases. In Kansas City, about 500 kids were recently treated at the Children's Mercy Hospital alone, and at least 60 of them received intensive hospitalization as a result. Now, the particular type of enterovirus that we're talking about and that is worrying a lot of doctors at this time is specifically EVD68. It's uncommon, but it's not new. It's been around since the 60s, since it was identified. But since the 60s, there have been fewer than 100 reported cases in all that time. And now we're talking about hundreds and hundreds just this past few months and year alone. EVD68 was seen last year in the United States and this year in various parts of the world. Over the years, clusters have been reported in Georgia and Pennsylvania, Arizona, and some other countries as well outside of the United States, to Japan and the Netherlands as well. Vaccines, they aren't readily available, and there is no specific treatment for the infections. Some causes of the virus might contribute to death, but so far no fatalities have resulted as a result of contraction of this particular enterovirus. Here in Kentucky, once again, 5 reported cases, but it is enough to cause health officials to join those other 9 states in requesting the CDC for some assistance if your child is suffering from any cold-like symptoms and having difficulty breathing. That being the serious part, health officials say you need to take them to your family doctor. And the age-old remedy or preventative measure of washing your hands intensely is now more encouraged than ever. It's going to be the cold and flu season before you know it. Go ahead and get a Head Start with a reminder about good hand washing practices with your children, and certainly keeping them away from the enterovirus of this particular nature might be the result of that. A Knott County couple is charged with defrauding the Social Security Administration for more than a dozen years, 14 years now, in an effort to get more disability payments than what they were entitled to. According to a federal indictment that was handed down last week, David Glenn Hughes, and his wife Ida Lee, who's also known as Ida Lee Ritchie, both received Supplemental Security Income Payments, SSI, the amount of which is also determined by whether or not those who receive those benefits live and or share expenses with another person. Well, according to the indictment that we have seen, Mr. Hughes signed an affidavit back in November of '99 saying that he and his wife were separated when that apparently was not the situation. And as a result of that false statement, Mr. and Mrs. Hughes got increased monthly SSI benefits as two independent individuals rather than the reduced amount that they would have received had they been honest and forthcoming about them being a couple living in the same household. They now both face felony charges of theft of U.S. property, fraudulent concealment of benefits, and 5 counts of making a false statement, and there are stiff penalties therefore. The theft charge has a maximum sentence of $250,000 in fine and 10 years in prison. Each of the remaining charges has a maximum penalty of 5 years and another $250,000 in fines. They could also be ordered to pay back what is estimated to be right around $50,000 in restitution for the benefits that they received when they shouldn't have. The couple appears in U.S. District Court in Pikeville on September the 22nd, in just a few days. Let me pause for just a moment or two. Make sure you let these folks know you're watching. More Monday headlines after this.
It's an ages-old battle that rages on. Apple or pumpkin? And now you can decide which pie makes the best blizzard treat. Taste them both for a limited time at your Sagersville DQ, home of the $3 breakfast and the $5 lunch, and where breakfast is served hot Monday through Thursday, 6 till 11, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until noon, and where everything else is served all day, every day. Your Sagersville Dairy Queen. Wheel alignments, oil changes, brakes, suspension work, and tires. Thousands of tires by all the major manufacturers, all in stock and at incomparable prices. All backed with 33 years of service and experience, the area's largest tire selection, and 6 months no interest at Conley's in Paintsville.
With a low-rate mortgage from Citizens National Bank, you can downsize your mortgage payment, not your home. New home or refi, Citizens gives you the personal service you deserve. And no gotcha fine print. Just low rates. Stop by your nearest branch to apply today. Citizens National Bank. We take banking personally. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Regardless of where you want to ride, you could be riding on a brand new Kawasaki or Polaris for less at M&M Power Sports in Staffordsville. New Kawasaki's for the dirt, the street, or both, and ATVs and side-by-sides for every stage of enthusiasts to fish, hunt, haul, or play. And with rebates up to $1,300 and financing as low as 3.99%, it's never been easier to ride it, buy it, and start your next adventure at Kentucky's Power Sports Authority since 1964, M&M Power Sports.
Remember when they invented the peanut butter cup? Bringing peanut butter and chocolate together. Pure genius. Well, the Sonom Enduro has done the same thing for wireless. Right now at Appalachian Wireless, you'll find the tough, dependable Sonom Enduro. This flip phone is great for the job or weekend warrior, but you can also access the internet and take great pictures with a 2-megapixel camera. Get it now, the best of both worlds, just like the peanut butter cup. Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
Spend less time waiting or in line for your prescriptions or refills and get the care you need with the quality and convenience that matters most at Parkway Pharmacy, your exclusive provider of the finest in vitamins and supplements by Windmill Vitamins. Come in or drive through 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday or call Parkway Pharmacy 349-4400.
If you have been in a serious wreck, do you really think that you are in good hands of the insurance companies when you have lost wages, medical bills, and pain and suffering from your head to your toes? The answer is no. If you want to truly be in good hands, give me a call. I'm attorney Donald Wayne McFarland, Let me put my 20 years of experience in working to protect the rights of injured people to work for you. 349-9000.
Well, another sure sign of fall, besides the forecast I've got for you in just a few moments, is the fact that the pumpkin patch is open. And I have made arrangements to make a trek down there, maybe as soon as tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. And we've got a whole lot of things planned for when we get there to cover that. I've also got our story with Ian Cummins coming up later on in the week. For now, while our other top story is working and rendering, I've got a whole lot to talk about when we get to football in just a few moments. Let me go on over to tonight's brand new McGoffin County Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar.
Well, I had a calendar. I had a birthday left in the door today, but it says August the 6th, Monday. So I'm going to have to do a little research on that before I wish this birthday, because I'm not sure if I already have, if I've got my wires crossed, or, well, we'll just wait and see. So we'll have a birthday wish for you. I know we've got a couple for tomorrow already in hand, so my apologies. Let's go on. Let's go on to the rest of the calendar announcements, all brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. And the first one is on behalf of the Sagersville Grade School. They've got a site-based decision-making council meeting set for tomorrow, September the 9th at 4 p.m. Approval of the minutes, presentation of financial report, approve the SGS Emergency Management Resource Guides, closed session. They're going to consult to fill a teacher's position, extra service personnel, and instructional aid position. Some new business to be discussed as well. Sagersville Grade School site-based council meeting set for tomorrow, 4 o'clock. And Recovery Rocks. It's a celebration. Recovery Rocks, brought to you by the McGoffin County ASAP program, Drug-Free Communities, and Operation United, multiple community partners. And it's all at the Ramey Park Shelter this coming weekend. That's right, this weekend, Saturday at 2 o'clock at the shelter in the Ramey Park. I'll find out some more details about what Recovery Rocks is all about. It's an annual event they're having again this Saturday in the Ramey Park at 2. And there's a horse show set for this week down at the Equestrian Park on Liberty Road in Morgan County, hosted by the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. It's a fun horse show. I see 37 classes, negative Coggins required, judges' decisions final. I see entry fee of $10 per class, $20 for championship classes. They've got paybacks first through 5th place. For more information, call 743-2211, 743-2211. I'll get that number on your screen here in just a few days. So that gives me time to remind you that if you've got a birthday, an anniversary, or a calendar announcement from your group or church or organization, they're always free. And as always, this is how you get them to the newsroom. And you can always drop them off. I know a whole lot of always in there, but you can drop them off at the newsroom here, our studio on East Maple Street, just a few doors up from the Sagersville Post Office. On behalf of our friends at the McGoffin County Funeral Home, services have been announced in honor of 79-year-old Lucy Jane Montgomery Arnott of Jim Arnott Branch in Sagersville, who passed away on Sunday, preceded in death by her husband, Noah Denver Arnott. She's survived by daughters Georgiana Carroll, Rosemary Arnott, and Patricia Stewart. Visitation is this evening in her honor all day tomorrow and prior to services, which have been set for Wednesday at 1 o'clock at the Sagersville Funeral Home, for both visitation and services. And we have in loving memory announcements this evening, beginning with that to be said in honor of Sharma Louise Pagan, who has a great deal of family here in the Sagersville and McGoffin County area. She has been gone since since August the 10th of 1996. This is on what would have been her birthday today. Sharma Louise Pagan, greatly loved and missed by a host of family and friends. And lastly this evening, this message in loving memory of Jerry Lee Combs on his birthday today, sadly missed by his wife Peggy, children Jerry, Michael, Chris, and Jill, and a host of grandchildren. It's definitely the chili. That homemade, from scratch, hot dog chili smothering every inch of our famous footlong that makes it a one-of-a-kind taste. The only thing that can make it better is to get one for only $2.49 on Mondays and just $1.99 after 4 o'clock. Get our famous footlong with homemade chili any day of the week and get one for cheap on Mondays, only at your Sagersville Lee's. Curb your appetite for a great deal on some even better home cooking at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe, where we started the under $5 daily special. On Tuesdays, get our famous 3-piece strip meal with your choice of 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $4.39, $3.89 after 4 o'clock. At Lee's, where we cater gatherings big or small. Save big at Premier Auto, an 02 Hyundai Sonata, only $37.50. An 07 Pontiac G5, only $39.50. And an 09 Buick LaCrosse, just $99.50. An 06 Rhino, only 1,200 miles, just $69.50. And 100 miles per gallon, no driver's license, and no insurance needed. New scooters cut $500 to just $9.95 at Premier Auto in Paintsville. Get ready, baby, or get baby ready with a simply adorable selection at the seasonal shop with bibs and blankets and bags, onesies and jammies, the cutest of outfits and matching accessories for thing 1, thing 2, or thing 3. Hooded bath towels by Zucchini, bubble bath paints, blocks, bears, puzzles, picture frames, and shelves and shelves and shelves more. Find an absolutely perfect gift for the most precious of gifts at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Sagersville National lets you go mobile with their new banking app. That's right, you can view your account and balance, transfer money, pay bills, and yes, deposit checks right from your phone from wherever you are. Just download the Sagersville National Bank app on your Android, iPad, iPhone, or other device. Any phone that can connect to the internet has the capability, and you can start saving time and money today with Sagersville National Bank's new mobile app. Wherever you are, we're there for you at Sagersville National Bank. Got company coming? Looking to visit Sagersville and family or just get away? Then come stay with us in one of 2 newly restored and uniquely appointed lofts over downtown, filled with history throughout. With a luxurious touch, king beds, free Wi-Fi, HD TV, and enough comfort to sleep 1 to 10 guests, book your stay at the Mortimer Lofts by emailing toreachsue@yahoo.com, find them on Facebook, or call 349-3299. There's an unlimited selection of new and pre-owned vehicles right at your fingertips with 9 acres of inventory and 7 different franchises all at one location. Hutch, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Call Chevy, Buick, and GMC at 297-4066 or Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram at 297-5066. Where selection, satisfaction, and service after you're sold are all guaranteed.
Now let's focus on some football in the viewing area, beginning with the McGoffin County Hornets, who hosted Allen Central Friday night. It's not all good news, however. 2 players seriously injured in the Powell County matchup the week before, both requiring surgery just earlier today.
I'll get to that in just a few moments, but first, this was the first time that the Hornets had faced Allen Central on the field since losing one of their most valuable players, a member of their team and community in school, Trey Aldrich.
This time, I would like to ask everyone to participate in a moment of silence in the memory of Allen Central football player number 15, Trey Aldrich. Thank you.
Later after kickoff, Allen Central makes their way down to the 1 yard away from their first touchdown, but a big stand by the McGoffin County defense would deny them.
Get him. Good job. Come on, boys, get him. Short, short anyway.
And after that series of plays, one more big play that puts one Hornet into the record books after regaining possession, staring down 99 yards. That was Dalton Keaton filling in for Ryan Jenkins, steps back into the end zone, and then airs one out to Devin Abels, and Keaton inks his name into the Kentucky High School Athletic Association record books. A 99-yard touchdown. A little icing on top. And just me taking a little bit of a break, check out the backside of the stands for the home team here in Magoffin County. A great addition, recognizing all of our seniors this year, two of which sadly out for the rest of the season and going into surgery earlier today. More on that in just a few moments, but first, here's Dalton Keaton off the snap, running left, looking. He finally finds Adam Conley for the completion. And on the very next snap, he makes contact with Gareth Gray, number 40, who had 3 receptions and 89 yards and 8 rushes for 54 yards Friday night. The showing he could run the ball too. Here's Keaton. He takes a snap, he goes right, and he opens the door himself in for a 25-8 Magoffin County lead. But sadly, 2 seniors had to watch it all from the sidelines, that being senior quarterback Ryan Jenkins, number 9, and number 1, Kyle Bailey, senior running back. Kyle says it's one of those things that they have to accept. There has to be a reason for it all.
Freak accident, it shouldn't happen.
What's your prognosis? You got to have surgery?
We both have surgery Monday, ACL, and he tore his meniscus as well.
So is that your season?
We're out for season.
It's got to be heartbreaking, I'm guessing.
Especially since senior year. If it had been junior year or anything else, it wouldn't have been near as hard. Everything happens for a reason, I guess.
I know that both young men both tore their ACL. As you heard, Ryan tore his meniscus as well. And I don't know which one went into surgery first, but I did speak to head coach Scotty McCoy earlier today, said that one of the gentlemen had already gone in for surgery and was out, and the next had just gone in, but both were expected to be okay and recover, albeit be out for the rest of the season.
Man, last week we were unfortunate. We've lost Ryan Jenkins, our quarterback, and Kyle Bailey, one of our running backs and defensive backs. We lost them for the season. We got a new motto. It's don't flinch. We can't flinch. Everything happens for a reason. We might not know those reasons, but we still got to play the game and go out and get W's.
So how did y'all adjust for it tonight?
Well, we put Don Keaton at quarterback, and I can't say enough about the kid. He did an excellent job. Tied a state record for the longest touchdown pass in the state of Kentucky. He did a great job. The other teams, the other players, they adjusted well, and they're buying in. So we just got to keep it going.
Elsewhere in the viewing area, over at Johnson Central and Golden Eagle Country, Coach Jim Matney in Class 4A had their second win of the season against Mastery Charter out of Pennsylvania. 43-19, that puts them at 2-0. It also puts them on the road and at Perry County Central this Friday night. Our Magoffin County Hornets, of course, as you just heard, won over Allen Central. Final score was 27-8. Some other stats I've got for you. Number 6, Dalton Keaton had 23 rushes for 111 yards, 9 completions for 266 yards, and 4 TDs. Josh Poe had 10 tackles, Gareth Gray 9, Dalton Peters had 9, and Devin Abels also 9 tackles each. That puts the Hornets at 2-1. They'll be on the road, an away game set for this Friday. They're traveling to Estill County. The Hornets now 2-1. As we are, can you believe we're already about a third of the way through the season? Brian Turner and his Morgan County Cougars are still winless on the season. Big losses so far in their first 3 games. This last one was a 0, and my apologies, that is a 42 for Leslie County and not 62 as indicated on your screen. My apologies. The Cougars of Morgan County, though, are at 0-3 on the season. They've had 1 regional contest. That puts them at 1 loss there as well. They'll be at home this Friday night. They'll be hosting Carter County. West Carter, that is. My apologies. This Friday night down in Cougar Country, turning to Paintsville and the Tigers and their coach Joe Scirocco. It is 8-62, a loss that they fell to Pikeville this past Friday night. Puts them even on the season. They're 2 games in, 0-1 in regional play. Now, as for the Paintsville Tigers, it also puts them back at home this Friday night. They're taking on Shelby Valley here at home in their 3rd game of still the young season. But an 8-2 62 loss to Pikeville this past Friday night puts them at 500 with a 1-1 season thus far in. And now I've managed to run out of time again. The short and sweet of your Licking Valley forecast is a low of 60 degrees, partly cloudy skies tonight, and those isolated showers pretty much ending throughout the early evening hours takes us into a nice Tuesday. A little bit of that patchy fog tonight hanging around throughout the early a.m. tomorrow. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies on your Tuesday and a high of 82, partly cloudy. Watch temperatures and watch the swing that's in store. We're going to build throughout tomorrow with that 82. Into your Wednesday, temperatures still expected to climb to right around 85 degrees. Still some morning fog to deal with, but it's going to be the warmest day of the forecast period by far. A low of 70, pretty much right on par, and we're close to where we should be. Mostly sunny on your Wednesday. By late Wednesday night, I suspect to see a chance of some showers and storms, and it looks to be around 2 o'clock, technically, Thursday morning. But check out Thursday. Check out the beginning of the change, and what a change we've got. A high right around 79, 80 degrees, a low of 60. We'll see cloudy skies, and we'll see showers and storms likely. Thursday looks to be a wet one, and it's part of a cold front that look what it does by Friday. 73 and 55. Yeah, that's some cool air left behind. Mostly sunny, clear, and calm for the most part, and definitely cooler. Definitely some fall-like air, and if you like fall, well, check out Saturday's deal. 69 degrees, that might even be optimistic. We'll have to wait and see, and so might that 50-degree low. We could see the 40s, very likely. Some folks will get in on a few upper 40s. Partly sunny, still relatively calm and clear, but just definitely cool. We'll rebound to 71 on your Sunday, if that's a rebound. A low of 52, more sunshine, more clear skies, and I've got low 70 starting us off next week as well, but we're just a day into this one, so that's about as far as our forecast goes. More news. I hope you'll tune in to see back here tomorrow night for more of Your News Today. Thank you so much for watching.